Issue 56 Stormbringer magazine, a war band of Khaedron overlords, Thundrik's profiteers. Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games, and today we're going to be doing issue 56 of our continuing series from Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer Hachette Partworks magazine. Now, in this issue you get Thundrik's profiteers. You also get a little bit of information on the Khaedron overlords themselves, it's more specifically their code, and you get the usual build, paint, war scrolls and battle plans. So as you open it up, you see the first thing was greeted with is the Khaedron code, which is interesting. It's almost like a constitutional document. It's the unifying document that governs the actions of the Khaedron overlords. It was drawn up during the Age of Chaos to allow the different skyports to form a confederation and to work together. It was laid down at the Conference of Madralta, establishing the Khaedron overlords as a united force, and it makes up numerous provisions that allows rival skyports to work alongside each other. The code is based on the older ship's codes that governed life aboard a single ship, covering the pay, profit, dues and responsibility of the crew, as well as ensuring discipline and mutual effort towards a common goal. The Khaedron Code became an expansion of all of these principles because they felt that they were failed by the kings of former times and abandoned by their gods. And it's interesting here as well because it also has fair pay. So some of the most important parts of it is the pay and profit that each Khaedron receives and the compensation that they're due in the event of injury, which is kind of interesting because being from a family of how do I put it, advocates for the working class, it's nice to see that there's some aspect of fair pay and labour rights even in the Age of Sigmar. So how do I put it, I had a kind of an affinity towards the Khaedron overlords the second I saw that. Of course you have here a kind of a breakdown of the structure here as well. So you have the Archanaut Admirals, which of course the guys who work through the ranks. You have the Code Rights, which will be the legal experts. You have the Endrin Masters, one of which we've already gotten, are the guys who fix the ships. You have the Etheric Navigators, which are the guys who kind of obviously navigate the skies. You have the Aether Chemists, which would be the guys who are the masters of alchemy and would use the Aether Gold for good effects. And the Grundstock Companies basically are the defense specialists who would safeguard the actual ships. Now, the crowd you get here are called Thundrik's Profiteers, and they're actually part of the Warhammer Underworld's Night Vault factions. So they're beautiful minis, and they already have all their own characteristics, as you can see here. You have the usual how to build, how to paint guide, and as well as that, you get the usual war scrolls. Now, what's interesting here is because they're a specific unit, they have their own special little kind of war scrolls. So they're not just your typical Khaedron overlords, they're kind of a nice named specialized unit of them because of their presence in the Warhammer Underworld game. You have, of course, more tactics for the Loon Smash fanatics and for the Boingrot bounders, and the actual battle plan is called Forged of War, Scent of Blood. Now, I also just happen to have the box as well. So this is what the guys actually already come in. And I don't know if this is still for sale because it's an old season of Warhammer Underworlds. But these essentially are the minis that you get with it. So they're beautiful little minis. And because they were part of the Night Vault Underworlds, they're very easy to build because they wanted these minis to be more accessible to people. But there's great kind of little characters and characteristics to them. So we'll start, of course, with the big fella, which is the Khaedron Drak Skewer, which of course has another one of these dirigible things that allows him to fly through the sky, and he has kind of like Captain Ahab, a kind of a spear that he tosses to skewer things. He also has a kind of an anchor here, which was a pretty cool little thing. Now, the Aegis that I am, I was moving my paint station and I dropped him, and when I turned around to pick him up, I heard a big satisfying crunch. So unfortunately, I snapped the spear into several pieces, and I have no idea how the laws of physics and my foot managed to goose it up, but I found all the pieces but could not kind of attach the two pieces together. So it's a minor little thing, but just be careful, because as you can see that he's held up geniusly, to be fair. It's a lovely piece of design, but it's if you crack it or crunch it, it's a little bit unforgiving. So don't be a fool like me and take care of your minis. But nevertheless, a really cool little model with a kind of a Captain Ahab style spear. You have Dead Eye Lund, which is basically, he's just a gunman, but he's got a really cool kind of lever action, kind of not a shotgun, but a kind of it's one of these, you throw a whole load of detritus into it and it just kind of blunderbuss. I couldn't think of the word, but it's a really kind of cool type of blunderbuss kind of effect. But again, these were fun little minis to paint, and they're grounded, so you were able to kind of enjoy kind of painting them a little bit more, because they're not quite as busy as the Edrin Master as we had. Now this fella is called Gerald Alnsen, so he has the kind of the blade, but a really cool kind of character, very swashbuckly. So he's a nice kind of smooth blade, and you kind of see the ropes here on the back. The kind of the normal, you can see a little bit more kind of the underclothing and the armor here as to what makes him up, because of all of them he seems to be the least kind of kitted out, because the former guy had kind of shoulder bladed armor, and the other fellow of course had an entire dirigible on him. So this guy again is, you can kind of see that he's lightly armored, but of course he'd need to be a bit more lightly armored so he can move just that little bit faster. You have this guy's called Bjorgen Tundrik, so as you can see he's a bit more of a heavy weapon specialist. I mean, this is a mad thing. I don't know even what, I can't even guess as to what it would do. No doubt it would more than likely tell me in the actual box, but he has a kind of a pump here, or a welder, and it could be something that kind of inflates the actual skyships, or kind of imbues sound, or maybe it's just a way of kind of hoovering up energy, or kind of transporting the etheric gold. But again, a cool, really established, large little mini. And of course, we have this guy, which is Eric Ironhale, another slightly lightly armored Cadron Overlord. But what I like here is he's got the weapon is open, he's mid-reload. And it just kind of gives you a nice, cool little idea of the aesthetic, because you have the long kind of barrel of the gun here, and the actual barrel, or the barrels of the gun are here, but what I presume would be the kind of the frame of the weapon down here. So it would allow him to kind of reload all 6 shots, click it back, and get ready for another few blasts. So a nice kind of little build, that it doesn't always have to be kind of crazy hectic battle. The fact that he's reloading could also be kind of, he's getting ready for a fight, or he's tidying up after a fight. But really cool little minis. I quite enjoyed painting them. Now again, because they were part of the Night Vault, they were just easier to build. But the first time I really started kind of enjoying the Cadron Overlords after the very, very busy Endrin Master. So as always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, good luck, God bless, stay safe, and see you in the skies.